crazy. Do you remember life before technology? When you had to run home at a certain time just to make your favorite show? There's no pausing, no binge watching. It's just you, the intro music, your couch. And if you missed it, that was it. Maybe sometimes you had some rerun, things like that, but, or even just having commercials. Like certain TV was curated for commercials, like something crazy is about to happen, commercial. But it gave you that time to be able to go grab a snack, a drink, use the bathroom, even have a smoke if you wanted to. It made things feel like more special, you know? Because you had something to look forward to. It's crazy because now people sometimes they just put on Netflix in the background just to have it playing, just so there's some background noise or visuals or something. And half the time people aren't even paying attention sometimes, you know? And it's just the nostalgia. Or even when you had to knock on a friend's door, there was no telephones. Well, there's telephones, but there was no like cell phones, smartphones. Everything wasn't texting, you know what I mean? It was just like, hey, I'm gonna meet you 7 p.m. at the park. Be there or be square, you know? That kind of thing. But it's just crazy because like I feel in a way it's made people less social. You always knew where your friends were because there would be a bunch of bikes on somebody's lawn. And you basically like, you had to force yourself to have the courage to go knock on someone's door, you know? You had to force conversations. You had to have in-person conversations in real life. And it wasn't like this ADHD phase where you're bored for a few seconds and now it wasn't like this ADHD phase where it's like you're bored for a few seconds and it's like you check your phone or you play a game, where you always had some sort of dopamine or serotonin hit. Like now, if you were bored, you'd have to find something to do. Stare out the window, color, maybe play some video games or something. But I'm kind of happy in a way. Like I grew up with cell phones, but they didn't really come until I was like 14. I remember getting my first one. I think it was a Motorola Razr or something. Oh, I had the blue Nokia actually, or a pager. Remember pagers where it was like somebody would call and it would just show up as a number, and then you'd have to go to the actual payphone and put a quarter and call the person back. Or if you knew the trick, you call the operator and be like, hey, I dropped my call, can you push me through? You know, sometimes you get it for free. But it's just so crazy how far we've come, you know? Now we have like Uber. I remember when Uber first launched in Toronto. We had something called Just Eat, which was a little bit before Uber. But I remember just being able to have a smartphone, cell phone, and see all these random restaurants, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Because, you know, before you'd have like Domino's Pizza, those types of things, and like all of a sudden, bang, you have Uber, where now you can literally order whatever you want. You could literally, if somebody forgot their car keys at work, like your wife or something like that, you could tell the Uber to take it to them, you know? I know there's a lot of people that can relate for sure. And it just had me thinking. I was just like, you know what? Like, I know many people think about this sometimes or relate to it. So I'm like, why not? Why not just talk about it? There's lightning in the sky. It's raining a little bit. And right now I'm just being, just existing. And it's just crazy because now everywhere you look, people, when you're walking down the street, they're on their phone looking down. Or it's just a reason for them to not make eye contact with you. They just look down at their phone and keep going. Nobody says hi anymore. Yeah, it's crazy how far we've come, You'll get a phone call from your mom, your best friend, your girlfriend, whoever. You'll purposely let it go to voicemail, and then 5 minutes later text them back and be like, hey, sorry, I was busy, or hey, I'm busy, what's up? Meanwhile, you're just sitting there eating potato chips in your boxers on your couch, But I don't know, yeah, if anybody else can relate, let me know in the comments, because it's just a random topic that came to my brain, and I'm like, felt like sharing it. And I'm not anti-tech or anything like that. I mean, technology definitely has its benefits. There's good things about it. I guess I just sometimes miss the simpler times. How life was. I don't know, let me know, what do you miss most about life? Maybe it was a few of the things I spoke about.